Alright, clearly Snowball is really excited about Mr. Sinister, so we're gonna jump right in today. Alright, what the heck is going on, my dudes? So we are back here today with the Mr. Sinister buff. It is patch day, and Mr. Sinister is now a really freaking fantastic two-way champion. He's an old champion, man. He came out in like 2019. So, yep, so there's a good chance you probably got this guy. So pull out your Mr. Sinister and start having some fun today. Let's break down what he can do. Gonna show you some gameplay, all that fun stuff. Not much has changed, man. But like there's a couple specific abilities that were added that just like makes his kit work, and oh boy, it works really, really well. So I'm not entirely sure if his sig ability was changed much at all, but basically he's always been like a bit of like a ramp up champ, right? And that was like his issue, that he like needs to ramp up, and like there was never a place for him to ramp up, and it never mattered if he ramped up. He could still ramp up, but he's gonna be like a really good like battlegrounds and war attacker now, and also like mid-range like story content fights as well. And he could ramp up in that questing content, and that's gonna be super duper nice. So basically, you know, when you defeat an opponent based on the class of that champion, you're going to gain different effects, you know? Mutants, you gain increased special damage, skill, increased critical rating, science, increased regen rate, and mystic, increased combat power rate, and cosmic, you get some extra attack, right? Nothing like that you need, you know what I mean? Like, you don't need any of that stuff, but it's like totally nice to have, you know? Yeah. All right, so also with the sig ability, which is really, really nice though, is he does start each fight with 3 of these effects at random, okay? So some fights you might have extra combat power rate, some fights your regen rate might be higher, some fights you might have extra critical rating, some fights you might have increased special attack rating, stuff like that, right? And the fun part about it is you don't need any of that stuff. It's just a nice little bonus. Okay, so he's completely immune to taunt and reverse controls. He reduces the potency of bleed effects by 100%, okay? So you don't need the horseman ability for that anymore. It used to be like really fun to make him a horseman and take him on like caltrops and biohazard and like shoot the bleeds back, but now he can do that without the horseman, which is just so nice. It's such a nice thing. All right, he can block unblockable specials, which we all know how useful that is, right? Shuri was an absolute rock star in Necropolis because of that. Well-timed blocks grant a bulwark buff, increasing block proficiency by plus 250 for 10 seconds. That's nice. You know, we love a little bit of bulwark. Why not? I don't think he needs it. I don't think he needs it. I think he's tanky enough, but I'm not going to say no. Okay, so this is a little interesting. Whenever a skilled champion purifies a debuff, reduce the ability accuracy if they're purified by 25% up to minus 100%. So it's kind of like Apocalypse, where like, you know, they evade 10 times and they can't evade anymore. They purify 4 times and then they can't purify anymore as long as they don't have increased ability accuracy, you know? So let's say, like, for example, Korg has a 70% chance to shrug off your parry, right, when he's at 6,200. So if he shrugs off the first one, the next time it's going to go down by minus 25%. So I'm pretty sure it's going to have just a 45% chance, right? Then a 20% chance, then a 0% chance, because that's going to bring it down to 75%. That's how I do believe that works. I could be a little bit wrong about that, but anyway, the point is, the more the opponent purifies, the less they're going to purify, right? So yeah, only need 4 of those to max out to 100%. All right, molecular regeneration. So his regeneration rate cannot be reduced. So he used to be able to like reverse his regen, not anymore. So it's going to get a little bit better on defense as well. He has a 100% chance to regenerate 70% of damage dealt by critical hits, right? Which is really, really nice. Regen rate is increased by, this is an incorrect string. This is not how this works. Regen rate is increased by 100% for every hit on the opponent's counter meter up to 1 hit. Yeah, that's not accurate. I actually forget the exact values. You could check out the spotlight if you want to know, but that will be fixed. I think it's just a visual bug though. While charging a heavy attack, this is still, you know, the same thing. You pause the duration of damaging debuffs, stuns, concussions, and power leeches on the opponent. Now, this is new though, and this is what makes his kit really good now. Charging a heavy attack for 1 second grants a vicious passive, increasing the potency of dot by 30%. Dot meaning damage over time. Charging a heavy attack for an additional 1 second triggers his genetic manipulation. So for the next 7 seconds, he inflicts a bleed debuff on himself. Dude, oh my god. And remember, he takes 0 damage from bleeds, right? So, or at least minus 100% potency on the bleeds. So he's healing from willpower the entire fight, dude. He's just healing from willpower, and he's throwing these bleeds back at the opponent. And the special one, transfer all damaging debuffs on Sinister to non-robot opponents, converting them into degen debuffs, okay? Over 6 seconds. This ability activates even if this attack is blocked or avoided. And also Mr. Sinister inflicts himself with a non-stacking potency, 0 potency bleed, dealing direct damage over 20 seconds. So basically, if you do the heavy attack thing, you're going to be pushing over at least 11 degens because you gain 1 on the special one as well. And if you keep doing the heavy attack thing, you're going to keep applying bleeds to yourself. You're going to be healing from willpower, dude. And since his regen rate can't go down, despair is not going to affect that. So it's just really, really solid. The special 2 has 100% concussion for 6 seconds. I mean, look, that's a really good concussion. Like 100%, you really can't ask for like much more than that. 99% of the time, you don't need more than 100% concussion. The only thing is, it's not like the most readily available concussion because it is on special 2. So you would have to get to special 2. So if you need like ability accuracy reduction, there's probably another champion who could do it a little bit better, you know, like Falcon, Crossbones, those type of champions, you know, who specialize in the defensive ability accuracy reduction. But concussion is not just defensive ability accuracy reduction, it is all ability accuracy, okay? So it's actually stronger than that. It's offensive ability accuracy, defensive ability accuracy, and just general ability accuracy of abilities going to be reduced by 100%. Now this also happens on the special 3 for 12 seconds while giving a power leech, stealing 20% of the max power over 3 seconds on the opponent. Now, very important to note, if you charge your heavy attack during either of these concussions, you will pause them. And if you pause it during the power leech on the special 3, you could get back to or close to a special 3 or special 2 to apply another concussion in scenarios where you need a concussion for like 30 seconds, like when you're already into a fight, like a Winter of Woe, Eternity of Pain type fight. If you need a concussion, like a 60 seconds in, if there's something like that, right? Maybe there's like, I don't know, maybe there's like encroaching stun or something like that, right? And with encroaching stun, you're like, oh, I'm at a special 2, and encroaching stun's gonna happen in 5 seconds. I'm just gonna toss it now and keep the fight going. The concussion will prevent that, so it will be situationally useful. But the thing is, he gets his damage from his special 1, all right? So it's just, you're probably not gonna use it realistically, all right? So let's take a look here, all right? It's gonna be real quick, man. Do not blink, you will miss it, okay? Like, this guy is very potent on attack now, so we're gonna do the parry heavy type thing. We started with our little passives here, okay? This is a rank 5 on the live server, non-ascended right now. We are running the suicides in this clip. Check this out. We're gonna go for our heavy attack to charge it up again, go for the special 1, and oh my goodness gracious, look at this. We have 12 degens doing 12k per tick, 24,000 damage per second. 20 seconds into the fight from the special 1, and look, oh my god, we're pausing it. We are pausing it. We're pausing it, dude. All right? And now the bleeds are building still from our heavy attacks, and we're keeping them paused again. And look at this. We're going to go for the special 1 once more. And again, more degens. And we're healing back the recoil damage like it's nothing. And we're finishing off this fight up at 100% after throwing 2 specials, man. That is nuts. That is so crazy good. That was about 40 seconds, 550,000 health. Here, I'll show it to you without suicides too. This one actually is ascended, okay? This one's on like the beta server, so I have him ascended over there. But anyway, okay, as you can see, the damage is not going to be too far off here. This fight is not as clean as the other one was. It wasn't as efficient as the other one was, but that is okay. All right, here we're going to go for the special 1. We want that vicious passive, and we're doing 16,000 damage per second, right? That is really solid for non-suicides, right? So that is really good, man. So here we did about 275,000 damage in under 30 seconds, all right? With a rank 5 Ascended Sinister with class advantage, that's going to melt most skill opponents in Battlegrounds if you bring this guy in as a 2-way, right? And of course, listen, that's just the first special 1. There's nothing stopping you from throwing another one and finishing off the fight if the first special 1 does not kill, right? Look at this, right? Right here we're approaching above like 400,000 damage here. Like, unless you're fighting a Sasquatch, like, you're going to be killing the opponent here. Unless they are resistant to degen, you're going to be killing the opponent here. Of course, we do have class advantage, but keep in mind, 400,000 health, like, that's really solid here. We're getting hit. Why are we getting hit? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. right? The special one is very, very fun with this guy now, man. It's very, very efficient. Watch, from 20% health on Winter Soldier, he just melts. 2% health is looking like every single tick he's just going down, and he's just melting, man. He's melting. Now, there are some nice synergies you can do here, right? He doesn't really need the Horseman ability anymore. Like, it's not going to do much for you because he's very guaranteed in all of his abilities. But Havoc is going to give you a degen on a will time block. So check it out. Watch this. Bam! There's a degen. And of course, you can pause that with the heavy attack. And Apocalypse, actually, not as a horseman, increases your degen potency by 50%. So check this out. We're going to go for the vicious. We're going to go for this. And bam! Look at that damage. 30,000 damage per second. Plus another 4,000. That's a total of almost 40,000 damage per second, man, with all the degens happening. And then with Kingpin on the team, we get that little power lock going on. And look, another special one. He's power locked. I mean, come on, dude. What is this? What is this craziness that we have with this guy? That is just absolutely insane, man. It is just absolutely insane what that's doing. So the Purify thing, right? I can show it to you with Korg here. It's that little gray icon that says a 0 on it, right? So we purified it once. Now, I feel like this should get changed, the visual aspect of it, right? Because it says 0. It should say, like, 25, in my opinion. Here, we parried his heavy attack with Stand Your Ground. But from here, right, at this point, we're not really going to have any more purifying going on against this Korg because it's happened, like, 4 times now, right? And we can also block that special one, by the way, because we can block unblockable special attacks. But look. We may have had like one more Purify there, but that may have been 4. But as you can see, they're all sticking, you know? We're regenerating the Thorns damage back. He's a really good counter to a lot of skill champions, especially this one. So, you know, he regenerates critical hits. That little heavy attack there is really good for waiting out his evade passive, by the way. Okay, so watch this. We're going to bait out a special one from him. Waiting out the special one. He's just not throwing it. I really wish he would throw it. He's making me look bad. I'm telling you guys how good he is for this. But look, all right, look at this. So the bleeds are doing nothing, and we're regenerating the critical hits. Okay, and now, you see that? You see what I did there? Watch the Killer Instinct passive, right? It's not fully done yet, and we're going to charge our heavy, and it doesn't matter because it's going to be gone by the time we're done with charging that heavy, man. And look, we're at a full yellow bar. Like, he's a really, really good bullseye counter. He's great for a lot of the toughest skill defenders. He's just really, really solid, man. And what I love about that is that it's a buff, so you probably have him, you know? Like, some of the recent buffs have been so good, dude. Gladiator is a newer champion, though. That was more of like a rebalance. But Red Guardian, Luke Cage is really underrated, in my opinion. Mr. Sinister is so good. I feel like there's been more that I'm forgetting. But that's okay. You get the point, right? The buffs have been really, really solid, man. So that is Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is really good. That's it for this one, man. I do hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about buffed Sinister in the comment section below. He's a beast. I will absolutely be ascending mine because, I mean, like, come on. Come on, dude. Like, come on. He's real good. All right. I'll be seeing you around.